Hey digital artists, in this video we're going to talk about creating quotes inspired by the artist Tyler Spangler. You can see Tyler Spangler's artwork on his website and also on social media. You're going to come up with a quote or find some song lyrics that you can use as inspiration for your quote. You're going to use insert word art to type out each word as its own word art. Then you'll use duplicate, Control D on the keyboard, or the arrow keys after you duplicate it to create an echoing shape of your word for each word of your quote. So you're going to select the word, you're going to press Control D to duplicate it, and then I use the arrow keys. I pressed the left arrow key 4 times and the up arrow key 2 times, and that kept all of my spacing of my words consistent. Then to recolor, press Shift on the keyboard and hold it while you click every other letter and then recolor it. That's how you're going to create a pattern in your word art. Once you press Shift and click on all of the letters in your pattern, then you can use the recolor tool to create an interesting pattern for your word. Once you have your word done, you can choose a different font and keep them all the same. So line your words up on the right side of the canvas, duplicate it with Control D on the keyboard, and then use the arrow keys, the left one 4 times and the up arrow key 2 times to keep your spacing consistent. That just worked for my design. You're going to repeat this until you get the words lined up on the left side of the canvas, and I left a little bit of space on the left side of the canvas for the composition to not feel too crowded. You're going to repeat this for each word of your quote. Press Shift and hold it down, click every other word in your pattern, and then you can use the fill color tool to choose a different color for your pattern. I tried to use dark colors for the echoing part of my design and a lighter color for the main focus word on the left. By using a darker color for the echoing word and a lighter color for the main word, it helped make sure that it was an easier to read design. If you want to, you can use the custom color eyedropper tool to borrow the colors that Tyler Spangler uses in his quote design that I've taken a screenshot of and put on our Google Drawing file. So the duplicating process is a little bit repetitive, but it does make your design look really like an optical illusion, like those words are kind of being stretched or echoing. So for this part, I'm pressing Shift on the keyboard, holding it down and selecting every other word, and then choosing the fill color of the value and the hue that I want for my echoing design. I used Control B or the bold button in the toolbar to make all of the font bold because I thought that it looked better for my design. Your design doesn't have to have a font that's bold. You don't have to use the same font that I used as well. The most important thing is that you duplicate your word many times to create that echoing effect. By using Control D on the keyboard, you're working smarter, not harder, so that your design can be made more quickly. You might need to zoom in using the trackpad or the magnifying glass in the toolbar. For example, I'm zoomed in 205% so that I'm able to more carefully click and then use the fill color tool in my design. Another thing that you could do is arrange and group them so that you could recolor them more quickly if you were not sure about the colors in your design. I resized the canvas just a little bit to make sure that my pattern goes all the way off of the page. You need to right click and add a background color to your design. Then if you want to, you can add a different border outline. I chose a darker shade of blue and played with some different colors for this outline detail. Make sure that you type your name and put it in the corner so that when we print your artwork, it's easier for me to distribute back to you. Another thing that you might want to do is download your artwork as a JPEG image so that you could add it to your Google slideshow. Another thing you might want to do is experiment with different fonts in the toolbar if you haven't tried different fonts. Some fonts are wider, some fonts are more narrow, some fonts look more like a script. Make sure that you choose a font that you like for your design and make any necessary changes to really be proud of the work that you create. I use the arrow keys to respace out the text because sometimes the text is overlapping. I can't wait to see what you create for your quote.